subscribe to me, to be honest. I want to share you a story of, I think most of you guys does handle well, like going through adversities and stuff like that. No? Okay. So, it's pretty cool, right? There's no intro music. I have intro music. You want to hear it?
I want to hear it.
Okay, so I want to share with you something. I have all the students. They all text me all the time, like they invite me to their wedding. And then when you get old, like yes, you know you're old when your kids coming to tell you, Daddy, the substitute today is your student. Man, I feel old. Literally, he told me that yesterday, and I feel old. He said, your student was a substitute. Yeah. So soon I'll be like 10 more years out here, like you guys having kids and kids coming to high school. And I'm like, oh my God. And that's being scary. All right. So I have one student. I would like to share the story. One student who got into Caltech. Her name is Fung. She did not go Caltech, which is I told her to go Caltech, but she did not go. She got a full ride there. She didn't go. She ended up went to UF because her mom doesn't want her to leave Florida. So I don't want to expose her name, but she's at UF right now. And if I ever have a student need a tutor, I always refer it to her because it helped her financially and stuff like that. So she never failed any of my tests. She got the lowest test score is 85. And she doesn't know how to fail. But those students are actually more scarier, I think, when they fall apart. And I'm going to say this because if you go look at Alibaba is the biggest company in China. It's like Amazon in China. And the founder says one thing. The founder says, I will never hire number 1 in the class. I will never hire number 2 in the class. I will never hire number 3 in the class. I always hire number 10 in the class. And there is a reason why. Because number 1 and number 2 and number 3, they don't know how to fail. And that's a very interesting idea. He says the first time they go to real life and they met the obstacle, they met a project they cannot finish, and they always score like A on all their life, they actually didn't know how to handle themselves. So this girl, she is at UF right now, and she's taking organic chemistry, and she's taking the things. She's taking the labs, and the labs she supposed to synthesize a particle, but her particle didn't come out, so she failed that lab. And what is surprising to me is she sent me a text. She said, Mr. Yeah, I need a word of encouragement. I said, sure, what happened? She said, this is what happened. But she says, and she's put out one sentence. It's like, she's like, my life is collapsing in front of me. I'm like, dude, just a test. Seriously? Get a life.
What do you mean? What was that supposed to mean? I didn't understand that.
But the thing is that the people who don't know how to fail, they will not become great. The people can handle the people who can handle adversities, right? If you fail at something, it's perfectly fine. I fail at teaching all the time, but it doesn't make me stop being believing in myself. It doesn't make me stop believing on how am I going to be better. So this is a thing. Like I really think about like to handle fail. So I text her back. I say, shut up. I say, you don't need a word of encouragement. You need the truth. The truth is this: you ever want to become great, you need to know how to bounce back from your failure. Not just because you did well on the test. If you did bad on the test, do better. Get better. You know, don't fail next time. Get an A. But A does not define who you are, though. Remember, that A does not define who you are. That F does not define who you are. How you bounce back is the way to determine how you are. Put in mind, the grade is not the most important thing. If you get bad grade, learn how to bounce back. You're gonna get bad grade one day. Your husband might love you someday. I'm serious. That's just life. But you need to know how to get your shit together and bounce back and become stronger. And I hear a lot of successful stories. They all the same thing. They go through failures. Michael Jordan got cut in the varsity basketball at second year at high school. Can you imagine Michael Jordan? Can you imagine Kobe Bryant doesn't score a point in summer league in high school freshman? Doesn't score a single point in summer league. Kobe Bryant. And that's crazy. We're talking Kobe Bryant, one of the greatest of all time. He didn't score a single point on summer league. In 2 years, he's playing with NBA players. But he grind. He come up in the morning, 5 o'clock when the gym's before open. He asked the janitor for the key, and he go in, shoot the jump shots before everybody awake. And that's how you become great. It doesn't matter what sports you play. Madden, if you want to be a best baseball player, you know the way to go. That's the way to go. If you want to be a best mathlete, that's the way to go. If you want to be the best at doctor, surgeon, Devin's going to be a surgeon someday. You have to grind more than other people. That's how the way is. So shut up and get to work. And that's what I'll tell you. But anyway, I'm me finishing renting. See, that's so cool. I just want to show you guys that. Okay. A ladder is 25 feet long, leaning against the wall of the house. Huh? Oh, sorry.
Oh, it's different one.
Hold on.
You did not exert enough energy.
Yeah, I know.
I cannot hear you, Lafar. It's not because you're black. My God, Lee.
A ladder 20 feet.
That's gonna be a small clip of thing like Kelly cut it off. And she's gonna put on a TikTok. Mr. Ye says this in class. That'd be actually pretty funny. I might become viral. All right, so I'm gonna draw a wall. A wall usually brown. Hopefully, brown wall. And the floor black. And then the ladder is red. Okay, so there's a ladder. So ladder is gonna be like this. Okay, so this man is right here pulling the ladder away. So pulling this way. Because this is called the base of ladder. So I'm gonna annotate this. 25 feet long, leaning against the wall. The base of ladder is pulling away from the 2 feet per second. And you're like, oh, okay, I understand this. I'm gonna assign some variables. What would I assign here? What kind of variable I would assign and where and how?
For the ladder?
Okay, so think about this man is pulling away, right? Pulling away this ladder. So this pulling this way, the ladder, and ladder is falling. That man's very small compared to the ladder. What kind of variable I would assign here? Okay, the rate of change. Where? Which rate of change? Do you see R? Do you see radius?
Oh, no, not really. The height?
Okay, the height. And we're gonna assign the height as Y. What else? Besides y, what else? X, good on the top floor. And that's perfect. So you're gonna get x and y. So here's my question though. My question always asking Straub if you understand this, right? So if your ladder is pointing 2 feet away from the wall, so what does that 2 feet per second mean in term of calculus? If I assign x and y, what does that 2 feet per second mean in term of calculus?
It's
In term of calculus? Go ahead, Deborah.
That's okay.
No.
it's okay. Right?
Now you want to be quiet. Eh?
Yeah, I'll just wait.
So
What, you too afraid to fail?
Whatever, push whatever, what the
You know what? After the segregation video, I accepted all.
Come on. You only do the one you're confident in. You're not gonna do the one you're not confident in. So you gotta do the one you're not confident in. Go ahead. What does 2 feet per second mean?
Doesn't it mean like the height of the ladder is dropping nearly 2 feet?
Be careful with that. Be careful with that. We're gonna talk about. I understand where your misunderstanding where, because that's a very common misunderstanding. I'm gonna talk about that misunderstanding in a
So it
second.
means, like, the x is increasing.
Okay, what would I call it in term math?
You're already. No, I'm not kidding. Never mind. The
No.
x already.
dx dt. Thank you. So dx dt is 2 feet per second. Two feet per second. Okay, how about dy dt? Do you think dy dt is gonna be 2 feet per second? Why not? I think that you would think that's 2 feet per second as well. Why not though?
It's not changing? Or, I mean, it's going down?
It's going down. Yeah, it's going down. Oh, yeah, it's negative. Right. dy dt is negative. But are they the same value though? Are they also 2 feet per second?
No.
Why not though?
Oh,
it
it
feels-
feels like it's not.
gravity.
Huh?
Gravity.
Nothing to do with gravity in this point.
It's
Because the force that you're using to pull the ladder isn't the same one that's using to go down.
Well, could be, but it's not.
That's height is
Mr.
different.
Ye,
Yes.
I know we can use this to soften the height of the web, like not like I don't know if the chain, but like what could we use like Sokotoa or something to find like you know what I'm trying to say?
Possibly, but maybe not helpful, but possibly. Because here's what I'm gonna say, just using common sense, right? Just using common sense that just say if this, that's why they do 7, 15, and 24. Kind of think about if this is 7 and this is 15 and this is 24, right? So if I pull this 2 feet, this is gonna drop down a lot quicker when it's flat. Does that make sense? Because you only maybe move 1 inch here, then this is gonna fall down 2 feet at close to the end, right? And now here you can move, at this level you can move 1 inch, but top is gonna be only like maybe a quarter inch. So 1 feet on the top is probably like 1 inch. So it's relative to the base. So that's why we call it related rate, because everything kind of related depends on what situation is. Okay, so far do you understand? For us understanding the questions go? No? Okay. Imagine that you take this, right? We're gonna draw a line first. A line like this. Versus this. Versus this. Right? So this ladder, how they fall. Right? But this, you pull a little bit here, this is gonna go down not as much. But if you go here at this flat line here, if you pull a little bit more, this is gonna maybe just land on the ground. It maybe only take an inch to fall on the ground. It's gonna move really, really fast when they are flatter. Does that kind of make sense or no? Nothing?
I'm just trying to
understand because like the
Did it just accelerate?
ladder's connected, so I mean, it's just kind of like if it fell, wouldn't it move that way the same?
No. This is a perfect normal. What you're understanding. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually use the math and to figure out what happened. Is that okay? Okay. But I usually have something that I can pull. So like if I do a board, let's do this. Like if you see this in the ruler, right? So let's just say if I move 1 inch here, this might not move an inch. But if I move from here, if I move 1 inch, then it's gonna fall really fast. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So this speed is relevant to this distance here on the floor.
Does it have to do?
But here, if I just pull a little bit, it's fine. Pulling a little bit is fine. But if you measure 1 inch here and how fast 1 inch drop here, how many inch drop here is relative how far it is. Does that kind of make sense now?
Are you gonna show us why?
Huh?
Are you
We're
gonna-
gonna do the math part. So what kind of relationship are we using here? X, Y, and the ladder. What kind of relationship are we using? From yesterday, what kind of relationship?
Related rate.
I know that. But what kind of formula are we using here?
For how much X moves, Y moves. So
Are you looking for the form of the rectangle or form of
Yeah,
triangle?
it's like
Triangle?
The length, something to do with the length of a triangle.
divided by
column.
Is there one?
Wait,
No,
what?
that's right.
we have the little one half base times the circle.
Okay, so base times height, but it has something to do with area, but we don't have area here.
Triangle.
Oh, it is. I'm gonna try.
Why is it not something?
It's not similar. This triangle is not similar.
Oh, we don't know.
Come on.
Did you ask the question again?
What kind of relationship? Like yesterday, you used A equal to pi 4/3 pi r cube or 6s squared. What kind of relationship are we using here?
1/2 base times height.
Well, the problem is area, but we don't have area. We don't have dA dt. Not yet.
A squared plus B squared equals C squared?
Yes. So in this case, we're not gonna use A, B, and C. We're gonna use X and Y because that's how I assigned it. And we're gonna say X squared, Y squared, and Z squared. But here's the thing. In related rate, there is a best friend. The best friend is a constant, which thing never change.
The ladder.
The ladder. The ladder length never change. Why is that important? The ladder length never change. When you take a derivative, it's going to go away. Does that make sense? So that's going to be 25 squared. That makes it a lot easier. The constant is going to be your best friend. Deciding what is constant is very, very important. Got it? Now let's take a derivative of this. Now they want, what do they want? They want, what do they want here? I'm gonna highlight for you. What do they want? How fast the top of ladder is moving down the wall. So what is that? What do you want here?
The change in Y. It's like dy over dt?
dy dt, good.
Yeah.
Question mark. Now I'm gonna draw a line when when the x is equal to 7. Why is x equal to 7? They say base is 7 feet or 15 feet or 24 feet. So it could be 7 or 15 or 24. So we're gonna do 7 and 14. Just do a comparison between 7 and 14.
What's the letter on the bottom, like dy over dt? Oh,
Okay, so now what do we do next? We take the relationship, what do we do? Respect to what? Respect to x or respect to y or respect to time? Time, good. To respect to time. So that's going to be 2x and dx dt. And like before, now dx has their own derivative plus 2y dy dt is equal to 0. That is the best thing to help you. Sometimes it doesn't stay with constant, but in this case it does. 2x dx dt plus 2y dy dt equal to 0. Now you think about it. I have an x is equal to 7, right? 2 times 7, and dx dt is 2, plus 2. Do we have a y? Do we have y?
No, we're looking for.
We're looking for y. Okay, so I'm just going to leave y open here. We're going to say 2 here. I'm going to stop right here. And we say we don't have y. So what is y? Y is a question mark. But we do know x, though. X at that moment is equal to what?
It's
7.
7.
Now, I have two lengths. I have 25 equal to 7 squared plus y squared. Does that make sense? And then that's equal to 625, 49 plus y squared. So y squared is equal to 576. Y equal to square root of 576. That's equal to plus minus 24. Length is always positive, so that's going to be 24 here, and then dy dt equal to 0. That's the only variable you have left. Then all you got to do is just solve for it. You move everything to the other side, so that's going to be 48 dy dt is equal to 28, and dy dt is equal to negative 28, my bad. So it'll be negative 4, so 7 over 12. So negative 7 over 12 feet per second. Now, if you do the same thing, right, to do 14. So I'm going to do 14, so it'll be 25. So 25 squared equal to 14 squared plus y squared. Can somebody use a calculator? 625 minus 196 equal to y squared. Subtract 200, so is 400 something. 429. What's a y squared? What is square root of 429? Somebody use a calculator with that. I don't know, it's 23?
Like 20.7.
Can somebody do 429 minus 625 minus 196? Did I? Is 196 correct?
It's 429.
429?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who doesn't trust me?
So maybe that's not a good number to do. So let's do the other one, 24. Let's do 24. 24 is better. So let's change this to 24 instead of, oh, it's not supposed to be 14, it's supposed to be 15. It's supposed to be 15. But let's do 24. Let's do extreme. Let's do 24. So if I do 24, so this one is going to be 25 squared equal to 24 squared plus y squared. So what will be y squared here? Well, this one is going to be 625 minus 24 squared is 576 equal to y squared. So y is equal to 7. So in this case, it will be 7. So it'll be 2 times, this one is 24. This one's 2 plus 48, not 48. 2 times what? 7 and times dy dt. Now, if you look at this, so this one is going to be 2 times 7 dy dt is equal to negative what? 96. So dy dt is negative 96 over 14. So you see this is a lot greater in magnitude compared to 7 over 12. Now we just verify with the math and also kind of makes sense with logically. I'm also going to do the next two parts too. So just watch the video for the next two parts. Does everybody understand this part? Yes.
So I'm gonna
Honestly, I
type square root
think-
of 729, but how would I find that without typing?
You can. I'm going to show you. Do you have pen? I teach you that since the first week of school. If you pay attention, it'll be like, so this is 9 to the third, right?
Yeah.
So you don't do to the third power first. You do roots first.
Okay.
Yeah, that will be much faster. You got to go back to redo everything. Understand everything before you retake it, because I want you to do better than that. Yeah. Mhm. No, it can be longer. I'll give you extra time. I heard you had to help people in Panera Bread.
What?
You had to help Rebuff.
So value 2x minus 2 or 4 or something. He was asking me what type of prime is 0.
Well, you were basing on.
That's good though. That's good.
You should charge him.
Partner.
Yeah. I told him you need to pay for that.
You did not.
But the problem for him is you think he's smarter than he is.
I forgot.
No.
You can do a hard roll.
Yes.
Yeah, what is it again? Please don't remember what it is.
I don't think they're like criminal law.
Like no one will try to do
Criminal
it.
law like this.
You do it. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I right.
I should do anything else. I want to know criminal. Now you're kind of. Now you're kind of shivering.
Okay, it's been fun.
Figure out if your dad.
I mean, they're not wrong.
They're not wrong.
I haven't seen that for a while. You want to hear that?
So we open a window if we had it here. Why are we want?
It's so nice outside.
No.
Yeah.
Harmon, it was like.
Well, if, like, yeah, I-
Exactly. Let's think twice.
What is it?
Even on the weekend. Wait.
Miniature drink.
Well, I heard like.
You can honestly, just.
I
What is going
I don't know. What?
They're joining something. Ooh.
Already saw. I expect something crazy to go. I'm like,
Woody, your girl was so bad.
Woody's throwing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just the natural level of
What the hell is happening? I'm going for 2 seconds. What is going on? Are you all teaching me? No. I'm scared. Am I being judged?
yeah. No water.
Josh, that's my new piece of paper. Damn it. That's what I'm writing on today. You know my little bird I drew on my homework yesterday? No, Josh, wait, no, he's... Hold on, Josh. Why is it so good? So well done. Whoa.
Alright. Get your homework out. Make sure try to see what you don't understand. Make sure you understand it.
You're one of those guys who have a you like
Alright. Alright, so today's short days. So the homework is gonna be the third page, and the answer is gonna be at the fourth page. Now, the only thing slightly different about the third page is you gotta do something with the E. And the constant, you will have, what? What do you say? Okay. If you already finished going over the first page, if you haven't, I will go back to trying to understand every question. Sometimes you have to factor out, and sometimes you have to do different things. But remember, a particular solution last year, this is worth almost 6 points. And that might change your grade from a 4 to a 5 or 3 to 4 or to a 2 to a 3. And so differential equations are very important. You have to be able to find a particular solutions. This year, they're slightly different. This year, you got Euler's formula, but I haven't teach yet. So Sarah Jung, you don't need to worry about it. It's on the last page. You only need to do that Euler's method. Euler's method is used in the movie of Hidden Figure. Yes. So we are gonna talk about that Thursday. But meanwhile, the page 3 on the differential equation is usually something deal with the E. Now you will get a constant, so it'll be e to the x plus c, something like that. But e to the x plus c, so sometimes you get like something like you got after you take an integration, you got this. Then c can this one is equal to e to the x times e to the c because that's the rules. And then e to the c can change the c to the front. So the c is going to be in front of the e. Do you remember this last year? Yeah. Okay. This is still differential equation. Just the constant is going to be at different places. So you guys can start work on it so you don't have homework. But the third page is that. But make sure you go over, let's say page, if you don't understand first page. Page don't understand first page. Huh? Okay, but go back to make sure you understand those 2 questions. So after that, you're gonna do the third page, and then tomorrow we're gonna talk about Euler's method.
Always scared he's gonna get yelled at. He's literally bleeding. He's literally bleeding stuff.
That's what you did, and she should have been. Yeah.
This words that yes, it is because you're very far away to the body. No, anything. I can change that. When you identify the first problem. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Same thing. Do it. Okay. Do anything wrong. No. How dare you, the council.
Oh, I know why you did. Oh,
Sorry. Actually, no, this one has this one has white tone. Hold it. I think you put it in the next one. Because you're multiplying it all by C. And you've already taken it. So it'd be 2x to the third plus C.
that's my small homework.
Oh, I was looking at a bunch of different random things.
So remember yesterday. Then you can plug.
You, the council,
Wouldn't buy it. We are the same.
All right, so guys, let's go with the first one very quickly. What's the initial condition? 0, 4? Okay, so if I separation a variable, I need to make sure dy and dx is on numerator. So I usually multiply dx on both sides. So that's gonna be dx. And now I know this one is aligned with this one. The y just have to move to the other side. So it'll be dy over y equal to 6x squared and dx. Now I'm going to do integrations here. Once I did integration, it'll be natural log of y is equal to 2x cubed plus c. Does that make sense? Now e to the both sides, so it's going to be y equal to e to the 2x cubed plus c. Now remember, when you're adding a c here, that's equal to e to the 2x cubed times e to the c. Yesterday you did a homework. C sometimes multiplied by 2, but multiplied by 2 is still a constant. It doesn't matter. So e to the c is still a constant. So what we're going to do is that's equal to c e to the 2x cubed. Are we okay here? Now I'm going to plug in initial condition in there to find out the c. So it's b4 equal to c e to the 0. So e to the 0 is 1, so c is equal to 4. So that's equal to 4 e to the 2x cubed. Is that the right answer? That's only the difference between today and yesterday. Is that c might be in the front when you have a natural e to the both sides. Yeah.
You don't need now. Why do you want to open a window? Weather outside.
Weather outside is
You can leave yourself outside. Yeah, why do we empower outside?
How many times a year we have it?
We took class outside.
Yeah,
We had to touch grass. You don't touch grass. Yeah, so
She kicked so hard it was like whoa. That's all fast. It was 2 inches.
My desk too. Too white? I said like. I mean, I guess you're white now. Too white. That's all Harvard thinks about his race. This is so great. bro, I'm seeing a lot of films.
Yeah.
Dude, this is almost hilarious. So good.
Yeah, I felt like
Oh, dude, this is so special today. He said, "Can I racist?" And I thought he said, "I'm a racist." He said, "Can I erase this?" Like he was asking. Oh my god! But he actually said, "I'm a racist." I'm like, what? You got the same thing I do. Like, I don't really like. Don't really do it.
now I need to do. I need to
Figure it out. Just do the math. Okay. I did just forget. Are you looking at why would I ask?
wait, why don't
Oh my god, you really don't know what's going on. What the hell? Oh, great. Yeah, not plus C. Oh, yeah. Good. Yeah, good. Okay, I did. Where'd you get that one? Where'd you get that one? This one? I have no idea why. Maybe it's not even. How can we done goofy? No, you're wrong. Oh, no. Yes, you are. I'm not. Yeah. Why would one have how much? Did you forget the why is Wait, Josh, you need to.
Okay, so I give you a hard one.
Yes. You can't cheat. No cheating, Keelan.
I thought
You really got him.
oh wait, no, wait. I saw it.
But you instead of being offer to give me an What? My answer. What else? Don't want to do this. That's not what. We're going to tap me. That's the final step. You're no, it's fine for X over 3. I'm right, right, right? That's right. All right. You know what I mean? Yeah, 5/2. What else?
I don't even know,
Dude, I'm so dumb, bro. I was thinking about I'm like, this is not really a big Among Us. You know that Josh is last. I have. Bro, I saw this. This mom, you have to drink milk. They're like, but our neighbor's kid across the street doesn't drink milk. They hands to him like mowing the lawn, and then like all of a sudden the arms just fall off, and his like his come on, and like scream, and then start chugging the milk. Yes. I don't know who's like a Who are you saying? You are. Right. Yeah. Oh, time to. I get it. You would probably do that. Yes. What's up, dog? Yo, that is a mess. Josh felt a little bit today. No, you drew that. Bro, it's a medium one today, right? Yeah, we're gonna be side. It's gonna be function, bro. It was function.
We have to get less
I'm aware.
You know, what review?
My daddy's you were to do so, it would have you know what?
You gotta.